I'm having my coffee and I want to talk about happiness. In my opinion, happiness is an inside job. Um, it's really difficult to make someone happy if this person isn't happy. What I mean with an inside job is you have to understand that no amount of outer circumstances will be able to ever make you happy. I'm speaking about people that come and leave your life. I'm speaking about materialistic items. I'm speaking about a job. I'm speaking about a partner. I'm speaking about whatever. If you're unhappy where you're at the moment in your life, and most people are, because, let's be honest, we always dream about things that we most of the time not reach in the limited amount of time that we think we have those things, like getting married or having $1 million on your bank account or whatever. So most people hit a stage in their life in which they feel unhappy, right? So let's be honest, if you do not find things in your life to be grateful and happy for, no matter who enters your life, you'll stay in that unhappy place. I've been there too, and I was in the big corporate world. I still am, to be honest, and no amount of money, no amount of success, no amount of how many friends I have had, no amount of fun and joy I've had during the weekends, no amount of whatever brought me joy, brought me happiness, and brought me satisfaction. And I always wanted to have more and more and more. Um, I guess my best teacher was my mom. She's a very humble person. She's a very grateful, God-fearing person. And her happiness derives from, well, she said, Funda, if I wake up in the morning and I can open my eyes and get out of bed, even just opening my eyes and I'm still alive, noticing the first thought, I'm still alive, I'm happy and I'm grateful. And then noticing my kids are alive and they're in a good place, health-wise and emotional-wise, then I'm happy. I didn't understand how these little items make her happy. But these little things are not actually little things, and this I needed to learn the hard way, to be honest. So, make a long story short, I feel the same way. I don't think the same way. Like, thinking is different than going down and feeling it in your gut, in your heart. Because no amount of persuasion by another person will be able to change your set of mind. So I feel happy and grateful waking up in the morning, having my coffee in the morning, and to be healthy. And I've gone through illnesses and diseases, and I know how it is to wake up in the morning and you can't move. And I know how it is, you wake up in the morning, you're full of pain, and you're even grateful that you were capable of sleeping 2 hours. So I know where I'm coming from, I guess, and I've taken those life lessons in a good way, and I'm feeling grateful with myself, with my life, with where I'm at, with who I've become, and who I still want to become. A better version of myself than yesterday. And I'm working hard on it. And I guess this is what I call happiness, being happy with where you are, who you are. And if you're not, then go figure and find solutions for that. Don't stay in that miserable state of mind of being unhappy and ungrateful with your life. So this is what I call happiness, for myself. And that's why I say it's an inside job. It's an inside job. Uh, okay, it's again early in the morning. No makeup. I'm a fan of no makeup and be all natural self. I need a better camera, I guess. It's all blurry, but I guess it's better for me in the morning because it makes me still look good. Um, um, I want to speak about unhappy people. Um, it's a hard topic, to be honest, because I've hit that stage in my life too. I was unhappy, as I told you a little bit about myself. I was in a state of mind and a place in my life in which I was completely unhappy. So I feel where these people are coming from. Let's get to relationships in general. So I'm speaking about any kind of relationship. You can have a relationship with a family member, you can have a relationship with your friend, you can have a relationship with your neighbor, you can have a relationship with your workmate, and you can have a relationship with your partner. So um, let's get to let's start with family members because those ties are really strong and it's the most difficult to understand if that person rubs off their unhappiness onto you. And it's difficult because you cannot separate your feelings from their feelings because you spend a huge amount of time with these people, right? Especially when you're a kid, you're with your parents constantly, or if you start living with your siblings because you want to share an apartment because of the cost, and you're dealing with them on a regular basis, right? Or if you enjoy your time with your mom or with your sister on a regular basis, you will eventually form a deep bond, and you cannot even separate whether it's their unhappiness or your unhappiness, right? Um, Unhappy people will try to distract from themselves all the time because deep inside they know they are unhappy with themselves. And everything that is outside of themselves um, that kind of is going in an opposite direction of how they are feeling will trigger them. Like a happy person will trigger them, a grateful person will trigger them, a person that sees the good even in the bad will trigger them, a person that is working on themselves will trigger them. Yeah. So eventually they'll try to find a way to put you down because unhappy people in their adult lives, they chose to be unhappy and stay there and stay in that state of mind. Yeah? They might not be able to figure out that this is actually a conscious decision, but it is a conscious decision. Yeah. If you figure out you're unhappy in your life, um, a normal functioning person will try to find the source and will try to find solutions, right? Just like similar to a work problem. Once you're given a work problem, you won't dwell on the work problem, right? You will receive the order from your boss, hey, go figure it out, right? And you won't just sit there and dwell in the problem, yeah, and panic and not find solutions. You will go and figure it out. Yeah? You will try to find a solution. Yeah? And if you don't find a solution in the first place, then you will try it again and again and again until you find a solution. You will ask people for help. to find a solution. And if you cannot, then you go back to your boss and say to him and admit to him, hey, listen, I cannot find a solution. Please help me out here, right? Well, the same doesn't happen in their private lives. I mean, these people function very well in their business lives, but it's not the same in their private lives, because they don't have anybody to feel responsible for giving the solution back to them, handing it over and say, okay, I've done my work, so I receive a good reference, or I receive the amount of money that is on my bank account on a monthly basis as my income, right? So in a private life, they'll stick with their unhappiness, and they will not be able to find a solution, because they don't seek a solution. Okay, I'm putting everyone in the same box, and maybe that is wrong. I've done an audio record earlier this morning. I was unable to upload it, so that's why I figured out, okay, I'm gonna go online here on YouTube again, or any other website. It's my private video program I'm recording on. So we were talking about family members. There are many various ways of how an unhappy person reacts to you. Sometimes it's very obvious, so they're being aggressive towards you. And sometimes it's not so obvious. They're being passive aggressive to you, like nitpicking, belittling you, making fun of you, mocking about you, and then they will just say, okay, I just made fun, right? Okay, I mean, you can make fun, and if it's funny to me, then I will eventually laugh. But if it's at my cost on a constant basis, then it's not so funny anymore, right? Well, you can respond in various ways. So you can come from a loving space and be caring and trying in a humble, caring, and loving manner to reflect their behavior towards you and tell them, listen, there is an aspect of you that I've noticed. I would like to share it with you, and let's speak about it. Once you're coming from that place of love and care, a person that can be helped, an unhappy person that can be helped, will respond in a manner like, thank you for sharing. I haven't noticed actually, but I'll reflect on that, and let's speak about it maybe after some time. Okay? An unhappy person that cannot be helped will respond in a very aggressive way. This will trigger this person in a way that this is the reason for even accelerating their game on you. And I'm speaking about game and playing, because then it is a game. If a person doesn't respond in a respectful and correct and reflective manner about what you're saying, what you're sharing, what you're ready to share in order to save this relationship, and being aggressive towards you, then this person cannot be helped. I must say, under these circumstances, it's best to leave that person alone. Yeah. You cannot help people that don't help themselves. You just can't. Yeah. We're speaking about adults. Yeah. Everyone that is in each country over the age of 16 and 18. Yeah. And if a person at the age of 25 or 30 or even 40, 50 above is responding to you in a very destructive way, then you got to leave that scene. And you will eventually figure out that your happiness comes back. Yeah? Your gratefulness for life comes back. Your joy for life comes back. Yeah? I've heard that many times, but I guess the real meaning is so powerful. It's a simple phrase. I cannot help anybody who doesn't help themselves. Yeah. As an empath, okay, let's go back to family members. Yeah, it's not easy to cut ties with family members, but if a toxic family member is constantly in your environment, this will rub off, and you know that, and you've most of the time, most of us have experienced that already, right? So if some kind of distancing is not helping, then you will eventually have to cut the ties, right? And if cutting the ties helps this person to get back on track with their own life, then you can rekindle again. Yeah, like there's no black and white. I mean, you cut people out of your life, but then they come back and they have changed, and they're not just takers anymore. They're also givers, and they're balanced and all that. Then why not, right? Let's speak about a partner you choose. I mean, one of the most important, if not the most important choice in your life will be choosing a partner, right? So if your partner is unhappy and you actually I mean, we're speaking about a serious, romantic, intimate commitment, right? So most of the time we live with that person, right? So if your partner is unhappy and you spend on the weekends 24/7 with them, and during the weekdays every evening, every morning with them, and this person again has two ways of responding to your happiness, right? So if you're coming from a happy point of view towards life, towards yourself, towards your body, towards your skin, towards where you're at job-wise, towards your health, towards whatever, yeah? But in a humble way, you're just grateful. You're not cocky, you're not arrogant, you're just happy about who you have become with working on yourself, with self-development. And you are bonding with someone who is just unhappy, but you fell in love with this person. Oh man, then this is a very tricky situation. You can try again, just like I try to explain with regards to family members. You can try to come from a loving and caring and speaking humbly and trying to reflect the person's behavior, not just towards you, but also towards themselves, right? I mean, if an unhappy person is destructive with their own health, with their own body, with maybe some addictions like alcoholism or cigarettes or whatever, then yeah, you will observe to a certain extent, but eventually you will speak up because you love that person, right? You will also speak up to your siblings if you see some sort of abuse that derives from unhappiness against their own health, yeah. and you will eventually speak up and to speak your truth. And again, as I'm saying, I mean, the tone marks the conversation, right? But if you're coming from a loving and caring point of view, and you're speaking with that person in a loving and caring way, and you're saying, hey, listen, I've noticed this and I've seen this, and you're being destructive towards yourself, or this is what I noticed. Can we talk about it? And this person is really defensive and not allowing you a word. Under any circumstances, then you back off, right? I mean, there is no other way to respond. It's a different situation when this person's unhappiness is the reason to be aggressive with you, or to be passive aggressive with you, or as I said, to that your happiness even is just a trigger for them to put you down, to mock about you, to make fun of you all the time, right? So and you're noticing this, and you say, listen, I don't know where this is coming from. Can we talk? Can we speak about it? What is it? Yeah. And you constantly do it, and you constantly do it, and you see that this person, and you hear that this person makes up stories all over, yeah, like accusing you of you're not fun enough, accusing you take too many things too seriously, accusing you, so distracting actually from their shortcomings, distracting from where they are at, in fact, being unhappy, that this is the source of the problem and not you, right? And this keeps on going and going and going. You will eventually notice within you this weighs you down, right? I mean, a person that is constantly in your house, in your apartment, in your environment, in your energy system, sharing a bed, yeah, being skin to skin. So this person's unhappiness, and even his reaction to you, and how this person deals with you, how this person responds to you under any circumstances, whether you're really loving and caring, whether you're sometimes maybe bored or sleepy because of a hard day at work, it doesn't matter how you feel. Even when you're coming from a happy point of view, doesn't matter. You're just um, you're just a figure in this person's movie, in this person's play, that triggers this person in a way to respond in a disrespectful manner, right? So make a long story short, I know it's a long video, but I think it's really, oh, it's my coffee machine, excuse me, but it's really to understand to not feel about yourself. Yeah. If a person needs to put you down, and this on a constant basis, not because this person had a bad day at work or something else is going on, but on a constant basis, on a daily basis, puts you down, there's a bigger problem behind that. And it's not you. It is definitely not you. So you can come from a loving point and loving state of mind. I know I repeat myself, but this is here what you have to understand. You can be open and loving. I mean, you wanna save that relationship, right? So that's why you're coming from a loving and caring point, and you're saying to that person, listen, I've noticed this. I'm setting my boundaries. I'm sorry, but we have to discuss it. And you find this person in all kinds of excuses, and none of them has anything to do with themselves. Yeah, back off. Yeah, you cannot help people who are not ready to help themselves. There are so many books out there. There are so many websites out there, so many forums out there, so many anonymous forums out there, so many Facebook groups out there, so many whatever YouTube videos out there, so many podcasts out there, so many things and possibilities and options out there that this person can seek and see which one helps them. Yeah. If they are not ready to do that, and if they're sitting comfortable, because there is also there is a space, a place of comfort. Yeah, you are when you try to help yourself, you will have to admit you have shortcomings. We all do. I mean, what kind of functioning of the brain is that? We all have our shortcomings, right? And if I don't admit I have a shortcoming in a certain area, there's no room for improvement. So what you do is you sit in that comfort of unhappiness. And what you do is you externalize it. And what I mean with externalizing it, you mask it and you redirect it towards other people, right? Okay, so I think I have to cut the video short, otherwise YouTube is not going to upload it. I'm just saying, if an unhappy person is not responding in a way of saying, okay, let me reflect on that, let me think about that, and thank you for telling me, there's no room for improvement. And if a person is being aggressive towards you, passive aggressive towards you, and finding faults in you, yeah, and even believing this lie that he's putting out there, then you gotta shortcut the ties, because there is no room for being happy together. Your happiness will not be enough to make this person happy, because it's an inside job, as I said before. Your happiness will not be enough for the both of you. So you got to cut the ties, and then you will see eventually your happiness comes back. Yeah, your happiness about your life comes back. Your gratefulness about life comes back. Your joyful life comes back. Yeah, and this might have been even the trigger why this person put you down. They might not even be conscious about that, and this is the sad part of it, that your being, not even what you say, you're just your being, you as a human being, is a trigger enough for them to put you down. Okay, I know it's a sad story, and I know it's a very difficult topic, and we all go through various challenges to understand what makes us happy and where we should focus on. But the focus is, once you're done with your inside job, understand who is who's an unhappy person, where there is still improvement for, who wants to improve, who's seeking for improvement, and who takes comfort in their unhappiness. And you got to cut that tie. You definitely got to cut that tie, because you have just one life to live, and this life is very short, and you don't know what happens the next second, the next hour, the next morning. You don't know. You are healthy now, and this is your wealth, and you should be grateful today. Life is short, and the circumstances you're living in is a circumstance that many people in poor countries envy you for. And you should be happy if you have a roof over your head, if you have a warm dish on your plate, and if you're healthy in a way you can wake up in the morning, you don't need help to get up from off your bed, and you can do your household by yourself. You don't need help for that. You can do certain things by yourself. Then You should be a happy person. But I know this should be a happy person. Nobody will be happy only because I say that. You got to feel it. And how you get there, it's an inside job. There is no one standard how to get there. Everyone has a different standard. Everyone needs different resources of information. Everyone needs different experiences to get there. Okay, so stay healthy and stay happy. Have a good day.